Welcome to Lane's Filming, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Trevor Scott, and with me as always is Ben Slinger.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day! This is week 3, I believe, of Click Pitch Classic. What do you remember about these
As
games?
usual, I have done no preparation for this little intro that we do, so nothing. Give me a
Soupçon of what's to come?
sure one of those.
Eye joysticks. Enough said.
Enough said, indeed. Awesome. Listen to it.
Listen to it and enjoy.
And we are going to play a little game we call, as of today, Click Pitch. Trevor, do you want to explain Click Pitch to our wonderful listening audience?
So picture this. We're about to go into an investors meeting. And you know what? We've lost all our notes. So we've got no idea of the game that we're going to pitch. So what do we think of? Let's go to a random word generator. We'll each click a word. We'll just quickly riff on it, and that'll
That's
be the
game.
pitch.
Investors love that shit. We'll just blue sky it. Think outside the box. Synergy.
Backyard.
Oh, my word wasn't synergy. That was just a buzzword.
I
So
thought you
your
already
words.
started. Backyard synergy. How is that going to work?
No. Okay, your word's backyard. My word is train.
Backyard train.
So, I mean, the first thing I think of is just like one of those sort of transport tycoon sort of simulators where you're building out train tracks and putting stations around, and it's the whole idea is to lay out your nice tracks and put your stations down, and you just watch your little trains go along them. So yeah, I guess I'm picturing that, but miniature in a backyard.
Miniature, and it's with kids' toys, and that brings us, to the different demographic, teaching kids about a simulation game.
Yeah. Taz would fucking love that. Start putting down trains. Well, okay. Maybe it's an augmented reality game then that uses your real backyard.
And you can set like Minecraft. You can put down your tracks, and
Yeah, you put down your tracks, but it's when you look at it through the lens. So maybe it's a Microsoft HoloLens game, the one and only AR.
for the couple of people that have spent $10,000 on a
Yeah,
VR
I guess
system.
the other alternative is Google Glass, but that didn't really go anywhere, did it?
Yeah, it probably will now that Pokemon Go's a thing.
Maybe. I'm not sure people want to be seeing Pokemon everywhere they go. Well, I know, actually. What am I talking about? Of course they do. Everyone. Yeah, anyway. We talked about that last week. I don't get it, but I can see the phenomenon. It is impressive. But yeah, no, I'm thinking you put your HoloLens on and you go out into your backyard, and then it tracks your hands, and you get to lay down these train pieces and put trains on. It's basically just a cool train set, but technologically advanced. And it detects when the dog comes and knocks it over.
Oh my god, there's a monster on the tracks, blah blah blah.
It takes a dump on the engine. In the caboose.
and all the little people inside are screaming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's got to be realistic.
What the fuck is that?
You gotta take these sorts of scenarios into account when you make a game like this. All right, do you have anything else for that one?
I just like the idea of Minecraft, that you can sort of carve out tunnels and that sort of stuff. If your backyard isn't exactly 100% flat, you can actually.
Wait, but does that mean you have to literally put tunnels in your backyard?
No, I'm talking about because it's augmented reality. You can just digitally carve out tunnels into the area, and it'll just show that.
It'll show the tunnels, except that it won't be able to show what's behind. Like everything that's behind the tunnels would have to be generated.
Yeah, but we can do that nowadays.
I guess so. I guess.
All you got to do is go, okay, what sort of ground have you got around here? Clay. Well, guess what? Clay looks like this.
No, I meant if you put a full on tunnel and you want to look through that tunnel to what's on the other side.
Yeah, you got to take a picture.
You got to take a picture of what's on the outside of that tunnel, and
or you just make sure that every single one has a bend, so you can't see through it.
Yeah. Or you just assume magma. At the other end of that tunnel is magma. You've dug too far. You dug too deep. Maybe some bubbling crude.
It's like, we struck oil. It's like, no, you hit the bloody oil pipe.
The oil pipe? Did you just have an oil pipe coming into your house?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Gotta have my nightly oil bath.
No, you thought that it was an oil pipe. It turns out it was sewage pipe.
Oh, right. Oh, what have I been bathing in then? Shit. Like, yeah, actually, yeah.
Been gargling sewage.
I'm not sure the investors were into that one. I think we should click again.
Yep. Okay.
Import.
Cog Wheel.
Cog Wheel Import. Okay, so this is another sort of simulation game, obviously. Maybe though, okay, so you're importing cogwheels, but you're importing them from somewhere that you can only access by building things out of cogwheels. Like conveyor belts and things, right? So you have to have enough cogwheels. So maybe it's sort of more of a puzzle game. You know, you start with 2 cogwheels, and on the other side of, you know, an ocean.
I'm just picturing now the incredible machine putting all the cogwheels in some sort of 2.5D.
But on the other side of the ocean is another cogwheel, and so to get that, you have to use your cogwheels with some other stuff to build a machine to get that cogwheel to where it can be used to get more cogwheels.
But of course, if you have the incorrect number, like if you got an even number and you actually needed an odd, it turns around the wrong way. And
well, that's it. Yeah, you got to make it mechanically sound. That could work.
So if you put too many, it puts too much strain on the cogwheels, and the teeth break off, and therefore you got to.
Oh yeah,
you got to organize the right size, and
everything's physically simulated. I don't know. I feel like that one needs a bit more pizzazz. Is there something else we can add? Maybe it needs a licensed property. What would go well?
A licensed property.
Yeah, like, well, I was thinking Pixar's Cars, but it needs to be something more around trains or something, you know?
I was thinking, wasn't there, like, someone cog in the Jetsons?
Oh, yeah, Cogsworth, I think.
Yeah, so...
There you go, okay, so it's a Jetsons, you know, a very topical, modern, current day license that we're gonna, you know, all the kids are into the Jetsons.
Exactly.
So this is Cogsworth's cogs wheels that you're importing. And occasionally George flies by in his little...
That was very good.
Oh, thank you. I've been practicing.
just for me to mention
I've been
Jetsons.
Practicing for the last 20 years for someone to talk about the Jetsons so I could do my George Jetson spaceship impersonation.
So I've realized that we need some DLC here.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, maybe not some downloadable content, maybe some actual content that you literally go out and buy cogwheels and then you import them into the game.
So this is one of these Toys to Life franchises like Lego Dimensions and Disney Infinity and Skylanders.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I like that idea. Yeah, so you buy little cog characters or just actual little cog?
You literally go out and you buy little cogs and big cogs, and they're like 1-to-1 size.
This should actually be... Wait, 1-to-1 size? What do you mean? You're building giant machines in your living room?
So, in other words, for each cog that you want, you got to put them on this massive like portal. It's like if you want 5 big ones, you have to go out and buy 5 big cogwheels. Look, these ones are 1 meter by 1 meter.
Well, how else are you going to get those cogs, those other cogwheels, from wherever they need to come from? Well, I was going to say, though, like Lego Dimensions, I mean, Lego already has that sort of mechanical stuff. Like, that could actually be a kind of cool add-on expansion for Lego Dimensions.
But is it 1-to-1? I mean, you could actually use these cogs in real life.
It's true. Okay, it's teaching you real life skills of how to build things out of cogs.
And like it comes with a pegboard and everything that you can put little pegs on and place your real cog wheels on and
place your cogs.
See how it actually works. And if a tooth breaks off on your real cog wheel, which they're most likely going to be designed to do, in the game, it also reflects that.
Planned obsolescence, you know.
In fact, you could actually make the pegboard as like that's your portal. So you have to actually put the cog wheel on there, and so you set up your cog wheel on there, and you see it represented in game as well.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Well, that one, let's put a pin in that one. That's going up on the maybe board. Let's click the button again.
Ooh, Antimatter
Missile. Well, that one just writes itself. Isn't that every game out there already?
So,
right,
let's break down what antimatter is. So,
you can't break down antimatter.
So it's matter that isn't.
It's matter. It's unmatter. It doesn't matter.
So I'm sort of imagining this is like maybe we've someone on Earth has just discovered how to actually create antimatter, and it's like a missile command trying to people are trying to destroy the building. So, and you got to defend, but it's like brought up to today's.
I was going to say it's a cross between Missile Command and Worms, where the ground gets destroyed, but that's just Scorched Earth. Do you remember the game Scorched Earth?
Oh yeah, that was a.
My God, I played so much Scorched Earth.
In very fun game, but then again, it reminds me of an even better game.
Okay.
Gorilla.
The Q-basic sample game Gorilla. Yeah.
I mean, that was just. That was
state of the art.
State of the art, and then Scorched Earth just ripped that off.
Totally.
And Worms ripped off that, and
and onwards and forever. And we're about to rip off Worms with antimatter missiles.
Well, I'm saying that antimatter wouldn't actually be in the missiles because that's just worse than nuclear weapons. It's too powerful.
Right.
So maybe it's yet again, I think we're coming up with a lot of simulations today because I'm seeing it as actually, maybe we take this a little bit different. So yes, someone like Russia has created antimatter missiles.
Okay.
So it's actually a game set in the United
Maybe not
Nations.
Russia. Russia's too obvious. New Zealand.
Ooh. New Zealand. So anyway, the United Nations. Yep. They've got to put together a treaty or something like that. So you're actually involved in setting all that up.
Okay, so it's not even about the missile. That's sort of just to get it started. It's the threat of the antimatter missile
exactly
that prompts the game to begin, and it's actually a game about diplomatic relations with New Zealand.
Yeah, and if you do things wrong, bang, Australia's gone.
That is who they would destroy first.
Or maybe Australian politics, they're actually talking about taking over the world with New Zealand, and they actually back New Zealand. And, Australia and New Zealand, they come up with the Anzac missile.
The Anzac missile? Does it have oatmeal?
I think
and
so.
Honey?
And honey or golden syrup.
Golden syrup? Well, I was going to say it was going to be the Kiwi missile, but yeah, the Anzac missile has a nicer ring to it. For sure. Australia and New Zealand would put aside their differences to destroy everyone else. We're making Planet Anzac. That's the eventual goal. That's how you win. But it's all through diplomacy. You never actually we don't actually have an antimatter missile. We're just bluffing the whole game. You find out at the end. You find out if diplomacy breaks down and you finally go, all right, we're going to hit the button. And it's just a dud. It's actual literal Anzac biscuits come out.
It's like it then cuts to a scene where there's like kids in a Model UN in the US, and they've been putting on this whole play the whole time.
Because no one would actually seriously believe that Australia and New Zealand would team up. Like, they hate each other. It's ridiculous.
This reminds me about, like, Captain America 3. Have you seen Civil War?
Civil War? No, I have not.
Okay, I can't talk about it then.
Nope.
Damn it. Damn it.
There goes that train of conversation.
That's actually what brought me to the UN, and I was just going to talk
You
about
just spoiled it for me.
I won't go any further. That's okay.
All right, the investors are not quite convinced.
They're not quite convinced?
I think they need one, maybe two more, depending on how this one goes.
So, okay, get ready for the most awesome of words.
Okay.
Floweriness.
Floweriness, like FLOW.
Yep. ERINESS. Floweriness.
Okay. And I have conduct. Floweriness conduct. Is it so? It's how flowery you conduct yourself. You're a hippie, and you have to be as flowery as possible in your day-to-day conduct, or maybe like a train conductor.
So maybe this is a spy game.
Okay.
Where your character has a carnation.
Okay.
And it's got mystical powers.
Of
and
course,
so
like all
it's how he actually conducts himself throughout the missions, and depending on what flower you choose as you know, his lapel accompaniment.
Okay, I'm impressed, Trevor, that you've managed to pull an actual game idea out of those two words. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I like it. So you're a spy, and you wear a flower in your lapel, and depending on which flower you choose, you have different skills and powers.
Yeah, and
then you have to, and then your behavior.
It also determines how, you know, people within your mission actually react to you.
Okay.
Because, you know, if you've got a massive, like, lily, you know, on your lapel, people are going to go, what the fuck is that thing?
If you're wearing a sunflower that covers your face, I mean, yes, you'll be inconspicuous. No one will be able to tell it's you.
And go, you were rather happy today. I'm just picturing, you know, different missions.
What do the different flowers do?
So a rose, you know, would make female spies fall in love with you instantly.
Of course, okay. Seduction powers, yes.
I'm thinking
consensually.
You know,
like there's no
drugs or anything like that.
Here.
This is just, you know, animal magnetism sort of thing. And
it's just bitches love roses.
So I'm thinking, like, if you put a Venus flytrap there, then I don't know,
then you can catch flies.
Then you got extra anger on your side, and you can, you know,
right. I don't know enough flowers. Hydrangeas, they're a thing. You get more ranged attack. Hydrangeas.
So the one thing that this game cannot have, is stealth.
No,
you know what? Stealth sucks. It never actually works.
Well, yeah, it is hard to do stealth well. That's true.
So
the only way you can be stealthy is if you're wearing the sunflower.
but then, you know, you can.
But just
only
think
be
you're the
stealthy
sun
when you're actually stopped on the wall. It's like a wallflower. So like,
oh, very good.
Walk.
Yep, wallflower, nice. All right, that was a little bit lackluster.
I had to come up with something.
That was good. No, I was impressed. I was seriously impressed that you pulled that out. Those are some actual solid game mechanics. I think we're not floral enough to develop it ourselves. We need to pass that off onto another team.
Maybe the guys at Cool Games Inc.
Yeah. Someone who's got a greener thumb than we do. So we're getting close to the end here, but let's do one more. And my word is eyesight.
Happenstance.
I don't know why that's funny, but eyesight and happenstance. So it's about how you behave when you happen to like catch someone's eye who you weren't expecting to see there or something. So it's a virtual reality game. You could even be Oculus Rift because you're sitting on a train. There's no movement involved.
Oh, this can actually go into, you know, the backyard train simulator thing. So
Okay.
So it doesn't matter where you're sitting, but you could be, you know, it's just, this is extra content for the backyard train simulator.
Right, so it's that you get to ride the train you created?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but across the room, you happen
The room, the carriage.
the carriage.
The carriage
You happen
room.
to catch the eyesight of someone else, and straight away you're into a staring competition.
Well, okay, that can be part of it. I think it's a game, and we might need to build some extra sensors into the Oculus Rift for this, because I don't think it does proper eye tracking or anything.
No, there's no little camera.
Probably doesn't know when
there.
you're blinking. But this is a game that you entirely control through eye contact.
Eye actual contact, so you're physically
Yeah, you have to press your eyes up against the sensors.
and by
Squish.
moving your eyes around.
Sorry,
And
the technology isn't quite mature yet, but
If
we
you're wearing
think that it's
contacts,
gonna.
you're protected a little bit more than if you're not.
Well, you have to buy the contacts. Come with the game. You have to wear the contacts.
And they're like little joysticks.
You have to move little joysticks with your eyes.
So you put the contacts on.
They've got little hands. They've got little handles on them that hook into the joysticks. That's how we do the eye tracking. We think it's better than any eye tracking that's ever been thought of before. Very accurate.
Oh, shit.
It comes with an endless supply of eye drops.
And what,
Because
what
you can't
you're actually
blink.
doing is you're actually drawing on like a little touchscreen with your little with your eye joysticks.
Wait, so they're not even real joysticks. They're just
They
Wait,
happen
so-
to actually be sticking out of your eye.
Wait, how complex is this going to be? So your eyeballs are controlling joysticks, and those joysticks aren't actually read digitally like normal joysticks. They're just controlling a little pointer on a touch screen.
Yeah, so you got like little, I don't know, 1 centimeter long things coming out of your eye, and as you
Pressed
move
up
your
against
eye,
a touchscreen. And that touchscreen isn't actually like a touchscreen like on your iPhone. There's just there's a little creature behind it that has to sit there and watch where you're doing it, and it types the codes into the computer that it has. Is that how far we're going to go?
Oh, not that far. That's just stupid. I'm just picturing
sorry,
it.
that's dumb. What sort of little creature exists like that? Like,
Exactly.
that's ridiculous.
And maybe a digital creature that
Yeah.
has like, I don't know,
Oh,
computer
yeah.
chips and stuff.
Oh,
It isn't actually
it's
creature,
a
it's just
fully
computer.
artificial intelligence. It's a full artificial intelligence designed to very quickly read the eye movements that you're creating with your joystick on the touchscreen that isn't actually a touchscreen. Anyway, regardless of the control scheme, the idea is that you are having an interaction with somebody. No speech, there's no voice recognition. It's all through eye contact and eyesight and staring. Yeah, for some
And
like it's-
eyebrows, eyebrow control.
Okay, yeah, eyebrows have to come into it. So, depending on the person, like there's different scenarios. They'll be perhaps randomly generated. Perhaps it's a progression. Perhaps there's a story.
And
Yeah,
no one
it's-
does random generation anymore.
No, well, once No Man's Sky comes out, that'll be the end of it. That's the last game to ever do random progression. I mean, they created an entire universe. What else can you do?
Yeah, with one fucking seed.
Oh, that's
what,
right.
what to do the next game? Oh, we just enter in
A
2.
new seed.
So seed 1.
No Man's Sky
Seed
2. That's literally just No Man's Sky with the seed 2.
Exactly.
Anyway.
That's literally how they did it. They just gave everyone seed 1. There we go. There's our random universe. Oh look, there's a sequel, seed 2.
Anyway,
They can keep on doing that to 255.
I think it would get boring. Why do they think they've got
a single hexadecimal
yeah,
value.
like a one
that determines the
byte or
seed.
whatever it would be. Anyway,
Like, we're only going to use one seed, so why does it need to be anything more than one hexadecimal
it's true.
value?
Look, no, these are created by artists. These people, pure AIs that communicate with you very subtly through eye contact and eyebrow movements. And there's a story here, and each day is a successive day on the train. And yeah, as an added bonus, as an expansion, if you own Backyard Train Set, what you will see going by outside
Is your backyard.
is your backyard. But I'm thinking there's a story here, right? Like, you know, the first couple of times it's just sort of a random person and you have like a funny little exchange where, you know, you notice you're both reading the same book or something and you have to do the right thing.
But because there's no verbal, like, is this language subtitled? Or is this something that you literally have to learn
No, it's all intuitive.
what it all means? So there's no manual, there's no nothing, it's just...
No, you're
The
just
first 3
dropped
times
on
that you
this
log
train.
in-
You dropped on this train. You look around. There are a bunch of different people, and as you look in a particular direction, by pure happenstance, you notice someone looking at you as well. And you know your first instinct is, oh, look away. Like, it's embarrassing. You know, you don't want to make eye contact with someone on a train. But you know, you're curious, and you look back, and they're looking at you again. And they start gesturing to someone else on the train with their eyes, you know, the little sort of side eye thing. And that starts the story, you know, that kicks off the story.
And of course, maybe when you complete the game, then you unlock an additional mode that gets subtitles. So you actually find out more about the story for like a New Game Plus.
Oh, it's like pop-up video. It's like you play it again. But as you play, little things come up. Bloop. Did you know this person is thinking about pancakes?
But that's your New Game Plus. That gets people back. And then
you've got all your power ups and level ups by that point. You've leveled up your eyebrow strength, your laser vision. Oh yeah, we didn't mention it. It gets a bit supernatural and superhero by the end. It's a pretty in-depth story. There's a full-on romance.
And none of it is verbal. So
No,
there's no voice actors, so it's really quite cheap
Oh yeah,
to actually make. The peripheral is going to be probably the most expensive part about it.
You mean it's not cheap to make eye joysticks?
I think if we make enough of them,
I guess if we have to pack, if we're packing in a custom peripheral, then that could get a bit pricey.
At least it's not edible.
Well, unless you accidentally swallow it. No, that will kill you. Do not do that.
Because it's made of cyanide and arsenic.
And Ebola.
And Ebola. It's just got a chewy Ebola center.
Well, no, that's Chewy Ebola Center. No, the little creature in there that's reading the touchscreen is a genetically modified version of the Ebola virus.
Either way, he lives inside the Oculus Rift or the VR, the Vive, or, you can get an add-on for the Google Cardboard.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come with head tracking, and you sort of need the head tracking, so...
Yeah.
I think we've exhausted
I think
Eyesight Happenstance,
we've wrenched all of the gameplay we can out of that game.
But you know what?
I think
investors are actually a little bit happy about that.
They're into it. Look,
I think they actually liked it because we brought back in the Backyard Train Simulator. I think they were very close.
I said
to
synergy.
greenlighting that.
I said synergy, didn't I?
And we gave you synergy.
We gave you synergy. We gave you custom peripherals that you can charge extra for. And, it's not like the Guitar Hero stuff where it takes up huge spaces on your shelves.
They're
tiny
eye
little
joysticks.
Eye joysticks. They'll take up less space. I think it's a winner. That's it.
They were awesome.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No, that was terrible. No, I'm kidding.
Just kidding.
One of our funnier bits. Definitely sort of definitely where we kind of hit our stride with the click pitch and led to this podcast.
I think this is the episode where we actually named it Click Pitch too.
Oh, that's probably right. Yeah, I like it.
So you can find us on Twitter. We're at Lamestorming.
You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/lamestorming.
You can email us, podcast@lamestorming.com.
Find us on iTunes, the old iJoystick tunes. Rate, review, subscribe.
You can check out our totally funky website, lamestorming.com.
I thought you were going to say totally functional website, which is about all it is.
That's about all it is. It's functional.
We'd like to thank Kurudust for the music that you will soon hear and that you heard at the start.
We'd like to thank Zencaster at zencaster.com. It enabled us to do our recording and also speak to each other this week.
That's ZENCASTR, because they're Web 2.0 and trendy and don't have a vowel in there.
Yep.
Also, maybe the other one was taken. I don't know.
But very, very awesome website. Can't thank them enough. They've got a hobbyist level, and
which is free, which is fantastic for us.
Yes, allows us to have a guest. Speaking of guests, we had a guest on Two Sweary Dads this week.
That's right.
Janine Sanders, an author of books about body safety and gender equality and other things like that. It was a fascinating chat.
Yeah, we had a really great chat. So go over to Two Sweary Dads and check that one out. So these old click pitches, shall we start development?
Nah, they're too old.